Hello and welcome to the Kundalini podcast. That was Zen. This is Tao. I'm Vivek Govek. Namaste. This is episode 109. I'm sorry, I've taken a long time to record an episode. And the usual things. Actual healing, working on my process. That takes time. And also having something to say that is different. So far I have not received much feedback from people that inspired me to create a video. But enough time had passed, so an update on the Kundalini process. It's about time, and this thing keeps going on in my body 24/7. So obviously new things get revealed. So today I'm going to talk about the significance of astrology during the Kundalini process. I've written a blog post, Astrology Separating Science from Myth, on my blog, Kundalini Consortium blog that I was a part of for a while. And I've written that blog explaining from an elevated point of view, from an ascended, awakened point of view, what astrology signifies. It is all 7 chakras ruled by planets, and the planetary vibrations affect you in a certain way. So it works in a certain sense. And I'll put a link to that in the comment section so you can read that yourself. Now, what conclusion I came to after a deep study of these subjects was that there is something called a Mahadasha. Remember, when I talk about astrology, I talk about sidereal astrology, which is the Vedic Indian style astrology. The other one is called tropical. It's also effective and pretty much the same overlapping subjects. However, the Mahadasha concept comes from Vedic astrology. As I grew up in India, I knew that would have some significance, and I realized that it does. Each chakra is represented by a planet. And since planets rule the astrological signs, those astrological signs ruled by that planet are then associated with that chakra. Okay, so for example, you have Muladhara, the base chakra, represented by Saturn. So the 2 signs represented by it, the male and female polarity, are Aquarius and Capricorn. The next chakra is your sacral chakra, Swadhisthana. It is ruled by Jupiter. So the 2 ruled by Jupiter are Pisces, and I forget which one. So that's the male female there. It will come back to me. The third one is Manipur, the solar plexus chakra, and that is represented by Mars. So Aries and Scorpio. Venus represents the heart chakra, Taurus and Libra, male and female, or female and male. The throat chakra is represented by Mercury, Gemini and Virgo. And Sun and Moon are in this chakra, the 6th one, which is the Sun-Moon duality of the left and right hemispheres of the brain. That's Leo and Cancer. Sun, there's only one sign controlled by the Sun, is Leo. There's only one controlled by the Moon, which is Cancer. And beyond that, the 7th chakra is the crown chakra, which is above the human realm of the solar system and its effects, and belonging to the divine. That is controlled by the higher power called God, the Almighty. So the chakric system becomes very important during your Kundalini journey. Once you realize this, once you know the polarities, the signs, and how they affect it, because it becomes very easy to have your chart based on your time of birth and place of birth, and see where these planets are on, in which houses, and what effects they have. So in my case, I have a Pisces ascendant, and Venus is in Pisces and Moon is in Pisces. So Moon had a significant effect, and that Moon Pisces or Venus Pisces, one of those things, is a ascended, elevated, like 2 good things have happened, and their combined effect is like more than the sum of parts. So I have one of those things, and I knew its effect. Now, when the Kundalini awakened, and all these chakras are represented by that, that means Moon is your 3rd eye chakra. Ascended, that means whatever this chakra brings, knowledge, cognition, wisdom. You have the ability to do that at an enhanced level. So the chakra ties, its function ties to that particular planet and how it's placed in your horoscope, if that makes sense. Listen to this again, what I just said. Where your stars are, or the planets are, and in what houses, and how they interact with each other and what will come into your life, is also reflected in your body with the chakras and the planets ruling. And you start understanding that deeper. So I realized that the Mahadasha, as in one planet, is going to have a significant effect, more so than any other planet. So you have the Mahadasha of Moon, let's say. And then there is something called Antardasha, a sub-grouping. So it's going to be Moon, Moon, then it's going to be Moon, Mars, Moon, Sun. So the main Dasha, Mahadasha, is Moon. And in that phase, a sub-planet of an importance, secondary importance, that keeps changing within that Moon phase. And I found that when I matched different periods of my life, up to and including the Kundalini awakening and afterwards, wow, there are amazing things that happened exactly at the transition phase of those events. When the Mahadasha changed, I had it for 20 years, the Venus phase, and it was a certain kind of energy. At the end of it is when my Kundalini awakened, and then I went to the Sun phase, which was very different in character. And I could feel those changes coming into my life. But at that time, I didn't really know how to cope with that, adjust with that. So in 15 years, I have gone from ending my Venus phase, going into the Sun phase, and then completing the Moon phase. 15 years is Sun and Moon, 7 and 6 years. Something like that, 8 and 7 years. And now I have entered the Mars phase. So I was a little worried. What is this going to bring? What are these energies? However, by now, Sun phase, I had no clue about these things. By the time I got to the end of the Sun phase, I started understanding these things. I could prepare for the Moon phase. And now I'm prepared for the Mars phase. What I do is certain mantras. They're called Navagraha mantra. Navagraha mantra. It means 9 planets, all 9 of the constituents of your horoscope. And you invoke them as deities, as resonance that you align with your prayers, and invoke the best outcome from each of them. So in the Mars phase, what I have noticed, this started in November for me of 2021. Right now I'm speaking in March of 2022. And what I've been noticing is a much stronger energy. It's also the year of the tiger, Chinese year. And I was born in the year of the tiger, so that's conducive to my energy as well. Mars phase and the year of the tiger has created an amazing enthusiasm, energy, rising out of something, which was the Moon phase. Moon is all about emotions, about feelings, and Mars is about action and confidence. Imbalance and excess of Mars would be bad in my past, but I got away from. I had some relationships with people who had very strong Mars, and that was kind of almost like it's gonna burn you and scorch you, and you have to be careful. But if you learn how to deal with that, then it comes in handy when it's your Mars phase. Oh, now with my energies tempered, my mood stabilized, I am more of a mature person. How do I approach this? And I'm doing a search for that. So that is one thing I would like to reveal. And I may have said this in another video before, but now I'm going into more detail. Mahadasha in your Vedic astrology horoscope is deeply tied to the Kundalini process, and everyone should investigate that. If you do a Navagraha mantra, Navagraha Gayatri mantra, or one of those, you kind of pacify the energies of all of these chakras, planets, and bring about beneficial effects in your life. There's no way of that going wrong or something bad happening because of those mantras. Always good to have them. And if you educate yourself better about the Mahadasha and what you're going through, you can prepare better that way. It's like a roadmap. Now, I don't believe in the kind of astrology that gets published in newspapers about your Aries, Libra. It's too generic. But a specific horoscope of knowing every single planet placement in your different signs, different houses. And knowing the Mahadasha as you're going to enter it is useful, beneficial. I have found it very beneficial once my Kundalini process started. So now I'm entering the Mars phase. Mantras work in conjunction with astrology, in conjunction with Ayurveda, sonic resonance, auric resonance, your chakra being protected, like I say, Kavach mantras, armor mantras, very helpful. A sense of knowing where you're headed, having done the work for it, having prepared with the right mantras, and then entering it is a blissful, beautiful feeling, because you start feeling, hey, I'm glad I did that in the past, and my old self, I applaud for doing that. And you didn't have that kind of a map or understanding of anything deeper until this snake awoke in you. When the snake awoke is when I started understanding and realizing these things. Until then, would have just known that as theoretical knowledge, not believed in it. But now, it just brings about better outcomes. Just like affirmations. Just like doing affirmations or listening to them at night before bed is going to bring positive outcomes in your life. Your thoughts are going to be better. In the same way, doing the right mantras for your astrological sign, using the right kind of vibrational medicine, using aromatherapy, Tibetan bowls, calming effects of various herbs, using warm baths with fragrances and good things done for your soul will bring about good effects. So that's why I wanted to mention the connection of astrological signs, their impact on the Kundalini process, and how to use it to your best benefit. So even people without a Kundalini awakening can use this information, can use the knowledge to benefit them. Mahadasha, Navagraha mantra, and other things like that. So I thought I'd just make a video and let people know what's happening with the Kundalini process. I'm at my best, most healed, and I was going through some depression. Finally, I decided to take some medication for it. I was hesitant because I didn't know how it would work with my Kundalini process, but miraculously, it has really shown a great improvement in my mood, and it doesn't affect the process badly. In fact, I can attend to the healing of my process and use it for the right purposes with all the energy it's doing, all the good things, and keep away from the negative stuff very easily as a result of using the medication. So also God's blessing, leads you in the right direction. Impurities gone from your brain and you have prepared well. So now I feel more action oriented. I feel more things coming at me which are dynamic, which require my efforts, and I'm enthusiastic about putting those efforts in, which in the moon phase was not. It was more about emotions, feelings, and those issues being cleared. And the Kundalini clears it according to that flavor, that phase, and it's moved into the next thing. I just had to be prepared for it. So the process of what we call an awakening or enlightenment is a gradual one, and you still have to put efforts to listen to what the energy is saying. But if you do, you get rewarded by almost having a roadmap for the future, and things become smoother than they were before. Get out of bad company, people surrounding you which are negative to you. I wouldn't have done it or even recognized it before the energy told me that. And in the same way, prepare well for this according to these astrological things, and this is what works for the chakras, and you start seeing the results eventually. So it's a wonderful process, one that I would want to share with people. I hope this was helpful. Thanks again for watching. Please click like, subscribe, and keep your comments coming. God bless you all. Be well.